Hi, my name is Abhishek Shetty and I'm a member of the Global Youth Forum. Now, the Global Youth Forum is basically a youth-led initiative to present stories of amazing and interesting young people around the world and to create a platform where these young people can come together, get connected, and work on collaborative projects together. We plan to do this with a series of talks, discussion groups, and interviews. This is the second interview in our series, and I'm very excited to be doing this because today we have another very interesting young person with us. His name is Chirag Dodiya. He's 19 years old today and he's based out of Bombay, and he's already founded 5 business ventures at such a young age. Now that's pretty extraordinary. Recently, he was featured in this BBC World News series titled India's Next Billionaire. So there's so much we can learn from Chirag today, and I'm really looking forward to this, Chirag. So let's just dive into the interview, Chirag. Chirag, tell us about your story, your current projects, and what you learned from them.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Abhishek. So actually, I started my first venture when I was 16 years old actually. First of all, it was more like experimentation stuff. So after that, I basically got into business when I was 17 years old and founded my first venture, which was called Plorez. So the passion about Plorez came from helping young entrepreneurs in India, because India has a lot of ideas coming up every single day, and we want to take that to another level right now. So the passion came in like helping young entrepreneurs from providing resources and tools so that they can also make their idea a reality. But as every company needs a revenue generation system, we started providing IT solutions to organizations and companies, and we have currently worked with more than 30 companies right away. Yes. And after that, when I was like 18 years old, I met some other young entrepreneurs in Mumbai itself, and we thought of creating an organization for helping young students to go further and provide a platform, which is currently also known as Global Youth Forum right away. And after that, one of our dream was building an entrepreneurship school right now, because the Indian education system is not up to the mark. Because as a coach said, you cannot learn what you cannot learn in school what the world is going to do next year, right? So we thought of connected with a global entrepreneurship company, and we are currently working on getting that into India right now.
Very interesting.
So it's in the process, but I guess it will be back soon.
What about the YEM movement? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So when I was helping young entrepreneurs with Plorez, but I was making an impact around 5 to 10 entrepreneurs a month or so, but that was too slow. I wanted to go faster. So the only way to go faster is understanding their mindset, how young achievers think. As you are also a young author yourself, so it was a curiosity to how young entrepreneurs think and how they achieve so much. So other students can also learn from them at a faster rate. So with the help of YM, I launched a campaign to find the coolest young entrepreneurs all over India. And my plan is to take an India tour, connect with around 200 to 300 young entrepreneurs all around India, and share their stories, their mindset via my book, which will be launched at the end of this year.
So you have a book in store.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So I'm currently very excited for that tour, and I hope it will be a success for all young entrepreneurs around India.
Wonderful. And I wish you the best of luck for that, and I'm sure it will go wonderfully. Chirag, you told us a lot about your business ventures, but we want to know a little more about what Chirag was like growing up, and how did you manage your school and college work and your passion on the side? Because lots of students would really like to know that.
Actually, let me tell you, you're going to be surprised. Because right now I'm a tech geek, you can say, but when I was in 8th or 9th standard, I was actually more into the athlete part of things.
Really?
I was a dancer, I was into volleyball, football, and all that. I was also won a couple of small medals, doesn't matter much. But it was a great experience. But when I got introduced to my IT stuff, that's another story, when I started all these ventures. But as a student, I was always a young kind of enthusiast. But sometimes it is hard to manage studies and both work. But that's what they say, time management is the stuff you have to learn, right, in this age. And if you can learn that, you won't have to drop out. So I'm also currently studying and pursuing my dreams as I go along.
Wonderful. You put that very well, Chirag. And now you've been an entrepreneur for quite some time, Chirag, and I've been asking this question to a few entrepreneurs until now. What are the skills you think every young person or entrepreneur must really look to develop from a young age?
For sure. So when I started at 16, the one skill I always needed to learn was about programming, because I was into IT, so programming is a must-have. It doesn't matter if you are not from IT, but as a future we are developing right now, everything depends on computer. And if you can't learn to code, you are going to be far behind.
How do you do that? How did you go?
Actually,
what do you
yes.
recommend for somebody that wants to start learning programming?
So for sure, because I've never been formally educated by programming or computer. I've done it as a self-passionate person from the internet.
Wow.
So you can go to websites like Udemy, Khan Academy, and all those websites are amazing resources, and the best part, it's free. So you can start learning everything right away, and not just programming, you can learn a lot from those websites. So I recommend everyone to check out and get some researching skills get up, because if you can't find a solution, you won't be stuck for a little time. So improve your researching skills and start learning every day. Give around 1 hour a day for just learning new stuff. So you'll be surprised, your brain will be refreshed, and it's a better. You will feel like satisfied every single day with knowledge.
That was really well put. Now you spoke about learning, Chirag. What is learning like to you? Because you seem to have learned from a variety of different sources, from your ventures, from college, from the internet. So what is learning to you? How do you get the knowledge you need?
Well, first of all, I would say learning from me came from experience, from adventures, from learning new stuff. And as a resources, I would say you can actually find a lot of stuff on the internet, but not everything. You have to go out, meet people, connect with, make some mistakes actually. Take a job for a while.
Make mistakes, very important point.
Of course. Do a job, do an internship in a startup. You'll learn a lot from a startup than an organization. So that's a must-have on my list, and I've already done that, and it's been an amazing experience, really.
Tell us a little bit about the startup you worked with when you started off, Chirag, because you actually worked in a startup and you were young. If you can briefly tell us about that experience.
Yes, exactly. A startup when I worked with was also an IT solutions company when I was in 12th standard. So the experience there was like amazing, because the team was new, the solutions was new, and actually I learned a lot about managerial structure from them. How to manage a new company, what are the financial things you require, and first of all the registration process. It's a must-have in this current generation.
True.
So I learned a lot of that basic business skills you always need. You can always learn IT, but for business you need all these different kind of things. But if you're an entrepreneur, you have to learn a lot of these skills. So you can supervise others. You can hire someone. You can supervise those things.
So you learned all of this on the job.
Yes, exactly.
Wonderful.
It was a great experience.
Wonderful, wonderful. Chirag, what does the normal day look like for you? Like from the morning to the night, just give us like a description of one normal day.
Well, I would say every day is different for me, but on a normal day, it goes very hectic. I have to go college at 5 a.m. and after college around 12 a.m. I have to do some meetings, work with people. I make a lot of young entrepreneurs on the way for my book process. And actually it ends around 10 p.m. or to 12 p.m. sometimes. So it's always amazing, but you have to keep your energy up for the same.
That's nice. You're actually working about 17, 18 hours on most days. That's wonderful. Well, let's look at advice. What's the best advice you've ever received? That'll be an interesting point, to bring up.
Well, at this age, I've received a lot of advices, but the one I always look for is, 90% of your business depends on showing up. So I always felt this one quote that is very close to me, which I follow every single day, is like, no matter what time it is, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up.
Wow, wonderful.
So go for it, do your thing, make mistakes, and enjoy the day.
It's quite inspirational, Chirag. It's actually very, very well put. Let's do a quick rapid fire, Chirag. We'll move past the main question. Let's get to the fun part now. So I'll ask you a question, and you can hold the mic. I'll ask you the question, and you can just tell me the answer as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
So, favorite book?
Start with why.
By?
Simon Sinek.
Okay. Favorite movie?
The Social Network.
Wonderful. Favorite quote and why?
As I said, no matter how you feel one recently. Because it gives me the idea of, doesn't matter what time it is, just get up and hell with that. Yes,
role model and why?
Richard Branson, the serial entrepreneur, which I wish to be.
Alright, and let me see. Favorite company since you're an entrepreneur?
Google.
Wonderful. Okay, so now let's make this a little more fun. I will tell you a series of random words. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when I tell you this word. Alright? Passion,
Me.
ideas,
Researching.
entrepreneurship,
Mindset.
being lost,
Being found.
internet,
How.
learning,
Everyday process.
values,
Culture.
love,
Spreading.
life. Anything that comes to your mind, Chirag?
Life is actually living. Passion. Doing.
I'm sorry.
Doing. Right.
Wonderful. Alright, so that was an interesting interview. Now, let's conclude this interview with a final question, and you can direct this directly to the camera. There are lots of young people listening to this video out there. We're hoping this interview goes out to as many young people as possible. So for a young person listening to you out there, Chirag, what one piece of advice you would like to give somebody starting off today?
Right.
So one piece of advice to a young person listening to you today.
If you are listening to this, the first piece of advice that I would give is start early, make some mistakes, and you will learn in the process. It doesn't matter what you feel, go out and make things happen. Thank you.